Bear with me a minute while we try to get set up here. Make sure we can see everything. It's a little harder live than it is in a video. But welcome. Thanks for joining me. We're going to do some memory keeping live today. I think it should show that we are live. I'm just not really sure, y'all. Eventually, we'll get this figured out. It should show that we are live. I'm just not really sure, y'all. Okay, I hear it through the iPad now. Let me turn that down. That's going to make me crazy. Eventually. Okay, I think we are in view, mostly. Okay, so I can see a little bit of my camera stand here, but I think we're gonna just kind of go with it and see. So what I want to do first is walk through my junk journal for now. And I want to show you guys what I have done in there. And then I'm going to do some memory keeping in this one. And we're going to talk a little bit about all the memory keeping that I need to be getting done. So that's kind of what these little sessions are for, was to motivate me to get caught up and hopefully maybe motivate you or give you a place to work along with me if you know you need to work on this also. So here's my little junk journal. I'm using a Sterling ink passport size notebook inside of this Moterm passport cover. I think this one's taupe, I'm not sure, but it's got the little strings, but I just have this tucked in the back pocket. And we'll go through my little junk journal. I did actually get some things done since I showed you guys last time. So I glued these things in. This is some paper from the Lail by Mail month in review, or year in review kit. And this was a freebie from Black Friday from Type A for Alexa. And then these are some things you've seen before. I went in and wrote in here with a fountain pen, and it kind of went through and bled and whatever. I wasn't prepared for how that was going to look there. I started writing and I was like, oh, I really like this. And then I looked back this way and I'm like, whoops, it's okay. I think we put this page together here on camera, but I did the writing after, off camera. I did some writing here. We put this page together also here, live on camera, and then I did some writing after. I think these are new pages that we probably haven't seen. Some Happy Mail Day. I got Creating a Miko. This was in their packaging, and then Lail by Mail's packaging was cute also. This was a cute little note from Antoinette from Create Miko. She sent me a little note in my order. And then this was a little Rose's bag, a lunch stop after my appointment before heading back to work. Rose's Cafe, and then I just glued the Tortilla Factory on that side of the page. Working with this small of a page has been a little bit of a challenge, and I'm having to get a little more creative than I'm used to because the page is tiny. So this was a little decals from a donut package. I had to take Daisy, one of my pups, to the vet, and we grabbed kolaches and donut holes. Talking about a little bit of my snack wrap that I like from McDonald's. Another little McDonald's sheet here with a little fry pack. I said fries in the bag are always the best. This one's a hook and reel cut out of the bag as our current fave place to eat. We eat there pretty frequently. We got some lottery tickets during the snow days. These are two of the not winning tickets. We did win on a couple, so I cut out the non-winning ones. And then I wrote down a little thing here that one of my students said while we were there at United buying that. This was a hair appointment day, and I ran a bunch of errands, and so I just clipped out some of the things that I got and did while I was gone. Another Happy Mail Day from Sarah May 3. So that was stickers on her package. I wrote a little note here about this day. I used the hash brown package in this one, and I cut out the little Egg McMuffin piece. And I think it's funny that it's like egg shaped. and put it inside here. And I said Breakfast of Champions. Greg delivered to me at work. This, I had taken a trip to see my parents in Dumas, and then while I was in Amarillo, I had to get some water still tea. It's the best tea ever, and I like the unsweet mint, my favorite thing. And then I got coffees for us, me, my daughter, and my niece. And I had a iced caramel macchiato breve. My daughter had the same, and my niece had a chai tea. So I made a little note about that. And then here is I grabbed my favorite breakfast for after my dentist appointment. This was my snow day snack of choice was Airhead Extremes. And then these were our wing order. That's our favorite. Greg's favorite is the honey classic or hot honey. And then mine is lemon pepper. And we enjoy that. This was the label for my unsweet mint tea. And this was a sticker for my cup. And I just saved those. And then I started on this page with some more Happy Mail stickers from Daisy Sticker City. And these were cute little dashboards I ordered from her. And this is where I stopped the last time I was working on this. That's got me through probably semi-current. I have a few things in my little pile up there of ephemera that need to be cut and put in here. But for the most part, that one's pretty good. So we're going to go through a couple of other like memory keeping and what I'm doing and how I'm doing this. So current year, 2026, I'm trying to memory keep currently so that I'm not backlogged like I am for the other years. But this is 2026 planner right here. If you watch my normal like plan with me videos and things, and you're familiar with this one. This one, I'm doing some memory keeping this way back here. So I have this, I bought the Lail by Mail Year in Review kit and her winter and spring season pass. And so I put this spread together, and this just has like major items that happened in January that were something I wanted to remember. I took a page of the scrapbook paper from the season pass, and I printed some pictures in a grid on clear sticker paper. I attached it to white paper and then attached it to this scrapbook paper, and these are the pictures from January that I felt like I wanted to keep. And then on this side, I decided to do the second spread with some things from the news that maybe we want to look back on in a different time period and see some things that have happened. So that's how I'm kind of currently memory keeping. I don't know that I'll do anything more than this year. I still am not sure about my little junk journal. I don't know that I want to add pictures in here, or if I'm just going to save junk and write snippets. That may be kind of like what I've already started doing, and that might be how I continue. But this will get done every month, and that will maybe keep me current. It's doesn't take as long to do, and so that's kind of what I'm doing there. And then this was just my currently page for January, which is kind of memory keeping in itself also. So that's the current stuff that I'm doing for 2026. And I've been doing this off camera and just sharing when I can, but we can do it on camera sometime. Okay, this is from 2022, and we can flip through a little bit. This was January through March of 2022. And this is an insert, I guess, from Lights Planner Action. And I did nothing with the monthlies, but I did do kind of, this is how I set up that memory keeping. So I took pictures, I used Pic Collage and put them in like 2x2 squares. I cut them out, glued them down, and then wrote about them. I used some stickers, a little bit of deco if I had room, and that's kind of what we did there. So that's how this was done, and I have a little bit of this to work in here today that I'm going to do. So this isn't from 2022. I'm not completely caught up from there, which, whatever. So I have started memory keeping in lots of ways, and then haven't always kept up with it, which is fine. But that's what I'm trying to do now, is get more caught up. So the way I had kept up with what was what and what I did was this little sheet. I'm pretty sure this came from Fancy Plans Co. And so this was on a notepad, and this is what I did every day of the week. At the end of the day, I would write down like things that happened that I wanted to put in a memory keeper, and then I just kept that notepad, and then I put them where they went in the weeks. And then I did the same thing. I made a collage out of images, and then I printed them and cut them and put them in here. So that was kind of how that's gone. This was my plan for us tonight, was to work on this planner, but I thought I had more pictures printed, and I found the little envelope and I was like, oh yeah, this is that. This was not. The envelope I have printed is for a different year in planning memory keeping. So we're gonna finish this spread up here together, and then I'll show you a little bit more. So this was 2022's memory keeping. Yeah, there's that. 2023's memory keeping. This is the envelope I was talking about. These are the pictures that were printed and ready to go in there. And these are February of 2023. So once I realized that that was what this was, I was like, oh, but it was about time to start my live. So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna just jump around and do a little bit of a lot of memory keeping. So we'll start with 2022 and do that 1 week. And then this is what I was doing in 2023. So this is I think it's also taupe. They look a little different though, right? Let me see, where's the little one? Yeah, they definitely look different. This may be a beige or some other color, I don't know. But this is taupe, I'm pretty positive. This is a standard companion Moterm cover. These are just little, I don't know, we'll stick them inside there. And this is, this year I was doing Cocoa Daisy's, I don't know which kit I had purchased. I think it's like just their memory keeping, and you get to choose the size of an insert. So I had chose the Traveler's Notebook, and I put these together. So this was January 2023. And so you get all of these things, and you can put them together however. And I did add some pictures. I'm pretty sure I added some writing also. Yeah, there's a little bit of writing in here. It looks like maybe there's some more writing I could add, but I haven't. I think that I'm pretty much done with this this month. So all of these were already, this one's pre-done. I actually thought I still had some January work to do in here, but I looked at it tonight and I don't. January is complete, and I think we're fine with it. So this is how I did January. This is a little vellum. I think it's beautiful. And then this was the February insert. So this is how they come, kind of blank. This one has not been embellished with things from the kit yet. They do come with some printed pages and then some white pages. And so I thought we might start here. The way I did January, when I did this, it's been a while since I worked in here, but what I did was I went in and did all of most of the like deco, or kind of like decked out what I wanted in my pages first, and then just fit pictures around that. And that might not be like the best idea. It would probably be better to know, like, I want these pictures to go on this page and I want this kind of a spread, but I'm okay with just kind of winging it. And so that's probably what we'll do. So we'll grab this creative kit out, and we will start putting some of this one together today also. So I did that with the January one. I covered this with paper and then decorated. I covered the back cover with paper and cards from the kit. So we'll probably do the same thing here and do a little decorating. So that was 2023. Also not complete. We got through January. Good job there. 2022, we made it through. We're almost done with May, so we made it a little further in that one. 2024, I was memory keeping in my actual planner, and I was memory keeping basically in the daily pages in the back. So for 2024, we made it through, what is this? Where are we at? We're like in July-ish. Yeah, this is July 4th, July 5th, 6th, 7th. We made it through July. We're still in July. We're still in July. And then here we are at this one. July 21st. So this is as far as we made it in July. So I was doing this in the back, and so this would be the second half of the year. This was a Sterling Ink A5 common planner, but it was the half year vertical. So the weeklies kind of looked like this. And then I was memory keeping on the daily pages. So I did, you know, kind of just this. I put a date down, I'd write some things, I put some quotes in, I added some pictures. This one, I don't know that I have in this one, but in the other section, in the first half of 2024, I did tip in some extra pages when I had more pictures than I had space for. So there's that little issue because I was trying to make sure I had enough pages for the remainder of the year. So this is 2024, and I do have pictures and stuff ready for it, so we could also work on that, but I don't know that we'll get that far. 2025, memory keeping, I think we did some of that last time where I was doing like those memory spreads, and I don't have that planner. It's on the shelf, so I'm not going to grab it. But we're going to start here. We're going to do that 1 week in 2022, and then we'll see about what we want to do, what else we get done. I may grab that other kit and we may get that finished. So let's start with cutting up these pictures and then trying to see where we can squeeze them in, and then we'll do some writing around what we have going on. And then I usually add some deco if I can in around where we got some room. So I would like to use, I'm going to move this, but I like to use the little Creative Memories tiny cutter. That's the easiest thing to do with these pictures instead of having to get out the huge paper cutter. And I also have these two Happy Planner books. They've been with the Memory Keeper book probably since 2022, 2023, whenever I started memory keeping. I started real time and then got behind, which, you know, happens. This is about the time I was starting to build my shop. This summer of 2022 is when I started trying to build my shop and create some things to be able to open a shop. And so it took a lot of my time. And then for 3 years, almost all of my creative time has gone to the shop. So it's just now that the shop is like on hiatus that I've had time to kind of work on it. And then this one's called Cheerful Season. So it's got all the seasons in it. But yeah, these were the books that I had out to use. And so I think these probably came from 2023-ish or somewhere, 22. Okay, so we're going to cut this up a little bit and then we'll get to gluing them down. And I glue down with the Tombow permanent adhesive tape roller, I guess, if that's what you call it. So that's kind of what I'm after. So we're going to cut this up, put some of these down, and then use this here to put some of these down, and then we'll do some writing. Oh yeah, hi Keisha. I'm glad you've made it. I hope it's Keisha, or is it Kisha? I'm not sure. I'm glad you made it, that you were able to come to a live when we've been chatting about being behind in memory keeping and the struggle that is. So these pages were really nice from Lights Planner Action. I love her paper. The printing's nice. These were Happy Planner size, and so I just bought the inserts. I think they come in different, maybe quarters, because like this is October to December. I think you get them a quarter at a time. Yeah, this one was like September. No, maybe not. This is July. Oh yeah, so this was the next quarter and then the last quarter. And then I just punched on myself and put them on some disc. These copper disc and this butterfly cover were really pretty. That's what I chose at that time. So I'm going to move this out of the way just a little bit so that I can cut some pictures. Oh, Keisha. Okay, awesome. I'm glad to say it properly. I teach school and I have kids all the time. That's what I tell them. I'm like, correct me if I miss saying. They're like, no, it's okay. No, it's not okay. And I don't want to say your name properly. But occasionally a name is difficult to pronounce for me, or it's just not something I'm familiar with. So, but I'm like, correct me until I get it right, please, please. So, sounds like fun. There's little pieces of, I'm guessing they were in my, that I trimmed off of the other cards the other day. So all these different methods of memory keeping, I don't know that I like any one better than the other. It's just like whatever feels good to do for that year. And that's kind of what we're up to. So, and sometimes the writing that I'm doing, like when you look at that little notepad, it's hiding underneath here. I'll cut these and then we'll talk. Sometimes the writing I've been doing is not necessarily related to the photos. I might make a little comment or two about the photos, and then the rest will be, the writing is just about the day itself. And so sometimes these photos don't always get to land on the day where they were taken, because it doesn't always get to work out like that. And sometimes, like, this is a photo, this was a Mother's Day gift from my daughter, and it was a Moterm cover for my classic Happy Planners, I think. But it didn't need, I don't need a whole write-up about it or anything, you know, so I wouldn't write a full day about that. It's just a gift. And so these pictures here were from our talent show, maybe first annual, and I don't know that we've had one since. We might have had two. I don't remember, but I remember this one, and these were some of my favorite kids since I've been teaching where I'm at now. That are one of my favorite groups of kids, so it works out nicely that I'm getting to kind of reminisce on that right now. And so sometimes I'll just trim them up a little more to make them fit in certain places. This is a senior prank, basically. They hired a bagpipe player to come to school and follow our principal around all day and play the bagpipes, and that was quite comical. And I guess when the guy first got there and started, the kids were like walking with him and he leading him through like the building, and that was really fun. Where I taught before I moved to Post, I don't remember any kind of a senior prank or anything like that. Like, they just didn't really do that. But once I came here, it's quite a lot of it. So the things on this here, on these days, don't necessarily line up to what's in the picture. Like for the 16th, I wrote, it was a good day that my piriformis was hurting me. It was raining a thunderstorm. I watched Working Moms, and I had some planner time, and looks like I watched some YouTube. So that would be something I'd write here for the day, but it isn't necessarily this picture. This picture is one of our students who was competing at the state track meet, and he was throwing maybe discus. I don't remember if he threw shot or discus, but that was a picture of him while he was competing. I wasn't there, but I stole the picture when they posted them, just to remember. So there's that. But that would be the things that I would write, you know, not necessarily like the picture of the dog, because she's, you know, she's cool. And we wanted her in there. But I wrote tired, good day. We got the pool back in. We worked on our pool, cleaned house. And this is a friend of ours had passed away that day. Wednesday was a chill day. I went back to yoga. It was so hard. We fixed the pool ladder and the cover. All right, this one on the 19th was kids in the arena. This was a funeral. Great. My husband worked late. I made some Instagram content and worked in my pool and garden. On this day here, I'm mixing 2 days in here. Kids in the arena voted. John has strep. Viewing for our friend. We ate Subway, watched TV, and then I put here, at this point in time, I was tracking when I started and finished books. I don't really do that anymore, but that was something I did frequently here. Finished reading Year of Less, started reading Live Hypothesis. So I'll continue that through this memory keeper, and I have some stickers from some shop, and I hope that I have enough of them. It's Creating & Co. I hope that I have enough of them, because some of these shops that I have stickers from and used are no longer in business. So, okay, we'll see about that. I'm going to see, I don't know for sure where we want to put this. Let's turn it. I don't know that I like it turned that way. I don't. Let me cut a little bit more off the top and see if I can put it like down here. So anyways, that's how I do this how I did this memory keeping in this planner. And like I said, I'm just playing catch up. So every time that I'm on here, there's no telling what I'll be doing. I've just kind of been, initially I was like, you know, I'm going to make myself this like really strict like schedule on how to get this done and like get a plan together. But I don't know if everybody's like this, but when it's time to be creative, or when I have time to be creative and I want to do some of these things, if it's like scripted out for me, like you're going to do this, sometimes I'm like, that's not what I want to do. And then I'll just not do it at all. So I decided, for me, at least, it's a little easier if I just kind of like go with the flow and like decide what I want to do when it's time to do it, and do it that way. So every time I come on here, there'll be no telling. I have been thinking about it this afternoon and decided this was the one I wanted to work on. And I think mostly I was like, you know, I have a whole envelope of pictures printed for this planner, and I'm ready to kind of get it done. And then that's not actually what happened. So either way, you know, stuff happens. I have a little, okay, yeah, I have a little paper here that I've been like stamping on and doing the adhesive on so I don't get sticky all over my desk. Yeah, I planning on trying to like go live and memory keep every other Wednesday. I'm trying to memory keep every Wednesday, not for myself. I try to take that night off to not do anything else but this, as far as like creative work, I guess, or whatever. But I wouldn't say that I haven't really stuck to that. The last time I was intending to go live, I was sick all that week. We had a cold, my husband and I both, and we're not feeling super well. And then I got, is this one out? Tape two. I ran the other one out this weekend. My husband and I had been sick, and then I got notified kind of short notice that I was nominated for the January Teacher of the Month and needed to attend the school board meeting, which was great. I'm thankful, but I had to do that night. And after the school board meeting, I just wanted to go to bed. I just ate dinner, took a shower, and went to sleep. So my plan is to try to memory keep every Wednesday evening, and then every other week come on here and do it with you guys. So that's the plan, and hopefully that works out. Yeah, and I'm the same way. That's kind of how I did on that junk journal. Like over the weekend, I was like, I really just had the itch to do that. Felt like it, and I just put some YouTube on in the background and grabbed us. And I just sat here and had a nice little Saturday evening journal jam. My husband worked late, and so I just had the best time. But it was just me, and I was glad I didn't film it because I wasn't in the mood to like do that either. I just wanted to, get in my book and play. So that's kind of how I'm approaching this. I'm afraid if I try to schedule and I have to make sure this is done, then I'm going to like skip it. So for now, my plan is to try to do it every Wednesday evening, and that's in any book, whatever I feel like, we'll pick it up and get going. And try to come on here every other week to share with everybody. So I'm going to write some of these things down, and I may make some picture captions later. I'm assuming this was eclipse and the full moon. I feel like there was other pictures of the eclipse, and maybe those were just ones I had left and decided to use. I don't remember. I know there was eclipse and that my students and I participated in this. But this might not have been the same one that we all went outside to watch, because those children, I remember who it was, and they're still attending school right now. Like they haven't graduated yet, so that's a possibility. I'm going to use this pen. I don't know what pen I was using in here, but we're going to use this one because that's one I have handy. So I'm not going to write about that at the moment, but I'm going to move some of this over and do a little more writing. So I'll write the things that I had written here. I kind of see what kind of sometimes I've used like dots and things or markers, like wrote around what I had written. And I can do that if I decide what stickers I'm going to try to use also. There's another week that didn't get written in. I got pictures down and I got the paper, but I didn't write. So I just skipped around in this one. It really looks like I just skipped that one. Sometimes I've used boxes. So I don't know how I skipped that week, but we may come back and catch it later. That was a fun week. This was a planner event in Houston. It was called Planners at Tiffany's. And it was a good time. We stayed at the 4 Points Hotel by Sheraton, and yeah, we had a really good time. Rong was a speaker. We had to hang out with her a little bit. Notique was there. Yeah, this was food at somewhere. I'm not sure where we ate. I know we did go to, it was the first time I'd ever been to a Korean barbecue. So yeah, we did that. Okay, we'll fill that weekend a little bit later. We're going to start here with this one, and then we'll go back. So I kind of just been jumping around apparently, so we'll get going here. Let's look at some stickers and decide, and then maybe I can find some markers to go with it. If we want semi-springtime here. I was looking through all of my books a while back for some Valentine's Day stickers, and I didn't even know I had this book because it's been with this memory planner. It's not where my other sticker books are, so that's probably why. So these are pretty big, like monthly kind of boxes. These things are cute, but they're small, maybe too small to write on. Definitely not at Easter time. Well, I've used some of those plants and bugs, it looks like. A little bit of this one. Okay, I don't think this book is the one I'm going to be looking to use. Let's look at the spring one. See if they're smaller deco. These boxes are really cute though. I think I could probably use some of those. Oh, these are real cute too. Let's try these. Yeah, we'll try these. And I'm gonna go ahead and use like this one because I said rain and thunderstorm on this Monday. But I'm gonna cover up the to-do with a little like, one of these little icons or something, like this little hat. I'm actually gonna white out over top of it. My whiteout is right here still. From the last Plan With Me sesh I had, I guess, up here. So I want to know if you're here and in the comments, let me know what are you doing about memory keeping? Do you do something simple like I'm doing for 2026? Do you do something more elaborate? Are you behind like I am for chunks of years? And basically 2025 is about the same as 2023. I am working in January. So yeah, that's where we're at. Lots of behindness there. Okay, let's see. For Monday, we're going to say rain, thunderstorm. I could do with, oh, I just wrote all the way out of the box. That's fine. I wrote that it was a good day. I did say I had some piriformis pain. So then we watched Working Moms, I guess, when I got home. I missed that show. We watched it all the way through, and they didn't make any more, but still fun. Planner time. Well, this time I wasn't making YouTube, so I was just watching YouTube for sure, unless I say. I'm usually kind of strange about showing students pictures online, but these kids are way past graduated. They're old now, so they were seniors in 2022. That's been quite a while. Okay, this picture is Sweet Dally laying on my bed. She's our border collie. She's busy all the time. I'm going to do the same thing here with this one. I'm going to put this box over here. I'm going to white out the to-do and put the other little, I may not want the bird. Maybe we'll put the flower on it. Probably don't want the bird since it has a bird on it. Okay, I'll do a little bit of writing in this book. So I said tired. So I always try to mark then, like if it was a good day, a bad day, like how the day was. I'm not really tracking daily anymore. This was a good idea in theory, but that's probably why I got so far behind, because I was writing and doing so much. Same as 2023, trying to do that big elaborate, putting that Traveler's Notebook together every month. Definitely. I'm with you on the digital memory keeping. I've definitely looked at that and thought about that. There's so many like Canva templates and things now that would be very easy to make that happen probably more regularly. I don't know what it is. I obviously like doing this, but I kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I think that my kids will want to flip through this kind of stuff one day, but then again, they may not. They may be like, Mom, why'd you take a picture of the hoses in the garden? Like, I'm not sure. They may not enjoy this at all. So this may be more for me than anybody. All right, so we're going to say pull back. Came in, worked on pull. The bane of our existence every year, starting around this time of May, is trying to get the pull up and moving and running. It's a lot of work. cleaned house. So much fun there. I forgot how difficult it is to write close to the disc here, and I really should flip this the other way to help out a little bit. It's been a long time since I used a disc planner. Give me a little more space. And then I want something to put that Richard passed away, and I don't want to just write it on the paper. He's a pretty good friend of ours. I taught their kids. I'm going to use this box. I don't know if it's nice to use it with the flowers, but it's fine. He got sick and passed away very quickly. And we were kind of in a little bit of shock. His kids were seniors when he passed away. He had twin children, and he passed away while they were in school and fixing to graduate. Just maybe a couple weeks before they graduated. Sad, sad day. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do for Wednesday. I think I'm going to remove my charm bracelet. I should have done that earlier. I've been jingling it all around, all over the place. The physical scrapbook for the oldest. Yeah, that's about mine too. I think I made it till my oldest was 2. My second one never really even got a scrapbook. So, yeah, I'm with you. Understand. It's just time consuming. Super time consuming. I'm going to cut this and then kind of put it back on top. Sometimes that's bothersome to me because of writing over the font, but I think it'll be okay. I'm going to try that. These were my old Happy Planner sticker hacks back in the day. I don't use them much anymore. In fact, I got rid of most of my Happy Planner sticker books, but I've kept a few of the seasonal type ones around because they do come in handy. Oh, that's going to make me crazy. First of all, I'll cut it kind of crooked. Yay me. And second of all, gotta try to get that line to line up a little bit. Okay, that's gonna just have to work all right over it and it'll be fine. This is chill day. Back to yoga. I miss doing yoga, but the back problems now, I feel like when I try, I just aggravate things. I don't like to mess with it. So it's a fixed pull. We fix the pull ladder and the cover. Looks like we got hoses down in the garden. The garden also is a chore. It takes a lot of hard work when we're getting ready to get it going too. Okay. Just put a couple little deco stickers down. We'll put this, we'll put this one down here, this Hello Sunshine. Okay. I'm gonna flip this entire thing over. This little act in the talent show was probably my favorite. These are 2 sweet girls that I taught for multiple years and I loved to death. They dressed up as, they had bald caps on and they sang, I think it's Pitbull. I mean, there's somebody else with him. I can't remember, but it was quite a performance and lots of fun. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I want a box over here on this one, if we're gonna just try to make it work without. Books are still coming along pretty good. I'm using basically, I have my little junk journal that I've been cutting up, putting junk in. I've got my B6 Plans by Just Scribble. I have my listing notebook, and I'm really just making to-do list in it and writing, and it just goes with me. And then my scripting notebook I'm using sometimes, and I never anticipated using it daily, so it's fine. And then my memory keeping, Memories by Myers. It's really a year of list kind of journaling, and it's okay. I'm behind there, and I do need to do some catching up. But that one, yeah, I think things are going so far. My everyday carry is the only one that's not getting any use, but really, only thing I'm using in it is the monthly, which is fine because that's honestly what I need when I'm out and about. Is the monthly when I'm trying to, at the doctor's office, and the doctor's like, "Hey, can we schedule for this date?" That's really the only time I'm using that. So, other than that, yeah, it's going pretty well. How about you and your books? Are they still progressing along nicely? Have you made any changes? I don't know if I'm commonplacing. I guess I'm kind of commonplacing somewhat in my scripting notebook because on days I don't actually script, on that daily page, I'm writing down quotes and other content and things I just want to remember, or things that make me feel good. Yes, I am doing that a little bit, but I definitely feel like I commonplace more in 2024 than I am this year. And I don't really care for that much because I do actually like the commonplace, but I feel like it was just taking up so much of my time that I need a better system if I'm really going to pursue the commonplacing. I need to really think about, oh, here's a book. I really need to think about like a separate book and a routine for doing that. So I'll put this here, and it says I finished reading Wedding Party. Each of those Jasmine Guillory books, and I love them. I read all of them, I'm pretty positive. And then on the 21st, I started reading Detransition Baby. I don't remember that one. So, yeah, a good time. Let's see, Friday. Again, Kids in the Arena. This has been a while because we were still in school on Fridays here. We haven't been to school on Fridays in quite some time. Let's see, I want to go back to one of those boxes maybe. So, yeah, just working on trying to get my memory keeping life together. I don't like having all these incomplete things. Luckily, there's lots of things to help me remember things like these little notepads, Instagram stories, uh, you know, all the fun stuff. But I don't know. It's a lot that I'm missing and that I need to get done, and it's almost overwhelming when I like try to think about it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna work a little at a time when the urge strikes and get done what I can get done. And not that incomplete is the end of the world, but I do like things to be complete. It's funny that I wrote made IG content. I wonder what I made that I felt like it was content. Not that I don't do that now, but I wasn't doing as much of that then, and I think it's funny that I said that. But okay, I'm gonna find a box to write in here. I'm gonna do this colored one. It's kind of reddish. It looks like my son and I went to a Texas Tech game, a baseball game. And we had lunch at Chili's afterwards. Chili's is across the street from the stadium, or the college campus, I guess. Texas Tech is the university that's closest to me, about 45 minutes from where I live. Okay, I came home and chilled. And then it looks like I started reading that book, and that's all I have for here. So this post sign was new in 2022 in this little area. They put it there in our little city, Main Street, downtown area as a photo op for people to stop and take pictures. And I'm glad that some friends came in town and I took them down there and we took some pictures because they have since torn this out and put something else there, which I'm sad about. I really liked this, so it's okay. Things come and go. That's part of it. Oh, it looks like I also put, oh, here, pool and garden. All right, so on Sunday, it looks like I said grocery order, chiropractor, birthday. I wonder whose birthday we were celebrating. May the 22nd. Oh, I think I do know whose birthday it might be. No? That's a little early. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at my stories or something and see. Grocery order, Cairo. Winehouse birthday. Oh, I do know what that was. Yep, I do. This is when our friend was opening the Winehouse. And she had a little soft opening and a little early birthday party for herself. So I do remember that. I was like, Winehouse birthday, yeah. That is what that was. All right, so I'm going to see if I can find some deco to throw down here. We're using the TN system for testing weekly deal. I could figure it out. Yeah. A5 horizontal since it worked well in 2025. Okay, yeah. Ditch the TN system and just using that for reading notebook and monthly insert for business along with the notebook. But yes, I did the same. I basically closed my shop right now, so I don't need as much as I did. But most everything's going in the B6. I have found a comfort in that size. I've used A5 for lots of years, but I do like the B6. I'm using the just scribbled TN insert, but it's just the notebook. It's not like a planner. That's what I'm using as my like listing notebook, and I'm honestly just listing to-dos in there every day. It's the brain dump messy, just the things. It's not anything nice. I write in pen and then I use a highlighter to mark stuff out when I'm done. Like nothing, no deco going on in there at all. But it's keeping all the work at school and what I need to do here and things together. And that's really all that. That one just kind of, those are really keeping me going. And the other things are just, they serve a purpose, but I'm not using them every day or touching them every day or even care if I don't touch them like at all for a week. The scripting notebook has been a little abused or mistreated the last few weeks. I haven't done near as much as I would like to with it, but it's okay. I'm not really too bothered by it. Okay, I'm going to wait and see what I wanted to write up here. I don't know what for sure this pictures were. I mean, I know they were a full moon or something. I just need to probably check and see what exactly it was so I can note it properly. And I may do a little more writing up here. But I do want to go back and try to write in that 1 week that I got 0 writing in. Because that is strange that I moved on to the other one and like totally ditched that one. So I don't know what that was about. Okay, let's see. All right, so Planners at Tiffany's. I had this April. Like, what did I have done? Probably somewhere. This was either laser hair treatment or some micro needling I was having done. I'm not sure. I'm gonna just list both. I'm not really sure what was going on for sure at that time. This is definitely before anything. My face is not super red, so I'll have to ask Jonathan who this is that they met. This is Jonathan and Crystal, but I'm not sure who this person was that they met. I'll have to double check on that. Yeah, it was me at Tiffany's. This is me at work. There's a flight picture. This is probably when I left for Tiffany's, I'm guessing, on Thursday. The event was this weekend. Looks like it, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put this one away. Oh, yeah, it says laser hair on there. Okay, well, it was laser hair, not microneedling. We can wipe that out. Oh, I like the idea of starting a common place that's separate. And I want it to, in 2024, I did it in my planner, which is great until I put the planner on the shelf. So I really need to have a separate notebook to do that in that I can keep, separately and just access and reference. I would like to index it with different things so I know where to find the things I'm going to look for. So that might be something I look at adding later this year or another time, but a B6 could be a good place. Journaling notes, gratitudes in the Moleskine. Okay, yeah, nice. The weekly duo intrigues me. I just don't know that I would need both spreads, and so, but I have been looking at it and thinking about it for maybe another time. Yeah. Weekly duo and pocket daily. The pocket daily is so cute. I had bought the pocket daily from Sterling Ink before I realized that I may want one from Siobhan. So, and definitely now using that one, I'm wishing that I had the paper in the other one instead of the Tomoe River batch. That's still kind of strange, but it's fine. It'll all be fine. So I loves your hair treatment, lunch with Jay and Mom and Kate. Okay, I must have been in Amarillo. To have lunch with my kids and my mom. Looks like I ran errands with my mom. And I drove to Post. Heading home, I guess. Looks like I went for a walk. And after that, looks like I said I hung out with my husband. I may have been gone the weekend before this. I'm not real sure. Probably so. Let's see. Yeah, it was Easter and I was home. Yep. That's exactly when that was. I remember. Okay. Tuesday. Let's see. Good day at work. I think we were off this day. We give up all those Monday holidays now that we went 4 days, so I forget. And then all I wrote after that was Tiffany's prep. I was probably prepping swaps and table mate gifts, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm gonna reopen. I haven't made up my mind about my shop, what I'm gonna do moving forward. If I'm gonna open again, if I'm done, I don't know. All I know is I was worn out and needed a break, so. This was a school day. One act play. I'm guessing we got to watch their play after they were done competing. We got to meet our new soup this day. We had a luncheon and she came to meet us. And after work, it looks like I wrote Tiffany's prep. Shocker. Probably all I did that week before catching my plane. All right, we'll find some stickers to fill in a little here. I don't have tons of space to fill in. I have a lot of pictures, which is perfect for these. I probably have some Tiffany stickers from that event somewhere that I could grab and put in there. This says good day. Finished Tiffany's prep and pack. And I did not leave on Thursday. It looks like I worked half a day and left on Friday. So I wrote half day work. I remember this. I got there late and my flight was not delayed, but the event was in Katy. I had to fly into Houston and traffic was terrible and it took forever for me to get to the restaurant. So then I wrote visit and wine late. I remember that evening. We had a good time. A very good time. Planners at Tiffany's all day. These events is an all day event. It'll go from 8 or 9 in the morning till midnight. This particular group that hosted this event. And then I listed Wrong, Kristen, and VJ. So Wrong and Kristen from Chrissy and Designs and VJ from Notique were our speakers. It's always fun to get to hear all of them. Okay, and then Sunday was more planners at Tiffany's. My friends left early. We were all scheduled to leave Monday, but they had a little emergency, had to go home. I was kind of sad that they left. My stuff, my table sponsored stuff was stolen. I remember that. Crazy. I had dinner with some new friends. They just kind of took me under their wing and adopted me because I was there alone now. I'm going to write Korean barbecue because that was kind of the highlight of that. And it was a first for me. I'm not sure what this is or where this was. Looks like breakfast or something. It looks really good. Fried egg on top of, I'm not sure what, but I did have there was a huge storm while we were flying. I remember I took a picture of that when we were headed home. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough for that week. So that got a little bit of writing in there. Okay. So I may add some stickers here. I'm going to look for some Tiffany stickers, or at least the colors. And we'll kind of move on from this. So the rest of these there's still Tiffany's pictures I was sprinkling throughout. All right, and then we're back to this week, and I don't have any pictures printed for this week, so that's why I didn't move on with that. I do have a list of stuff to do or things that happened, and I do have the last week of school written up there because this must have been that week there. And let's see, the other weekly spreads are, I did at least throw the weeklies throughout for a little while. Okay, good deal. So we're going to close this planner up. I really thought I would get into this other one and start making a spread, but I think I've been on here about an hour, and I'm probably good. I'm probably good to just get ready. It's about time for me to start kind of getting ready for bed and winding down for the evening. So thank you guys for joining me. I enjoyed doing this live, and I'm going to try to do better about getting on here when I schedule to. So every other Wednesday evening about 7:30 my time, because it's a little after 8:30 now. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.